Good Saturday afternoon. It is June the 17th, 2017. I'm sorry that I was unable to record a weekly weather briefing video. Last Saturday, I was on vacation this last entire week, and I did attempt to try and record a weekly weather briefing video on my laptop using the same video software that I use here on my computer at home, but I did run into a few problems trying to upload that video, so I am sorry about that, but still, at the same time, I was on vacation, so really it was kind of extra for me to go out of my way to try and make a video. So I really wasn't too upset that it didn't end up uploading as planned. But now we do have a weekly weather briefing video for this upcoming week of weather. And looking back on this past week, I'm glad I wasn't here to experience the really hot weather that was being felt here across our region. I still sent out the daily tweets and the nightly tweets for the forecast, even though I was away, and I did notice that there was some very hot temperatures being recorded here at Western Kentucky, and we still have some pretty warm temperatures being reported right now, but notice how there are very cool temperatures being recorded right behind this band of showers and thunderstorms that really honestly blew up. I looked at the radar at around 4:30 and there was nothing. And then around 4:45, I looked at the radar, and there was storms that had just absolutely exploded across mainly Graves County. And now look at them. Around 2 hours later, they're already pretty explosive and pretty intense as they are moving into the Benton Murray area. Some locations have already picked up well over an inch of rainfall in southwestern Marshall County and northwestern parts of Callaway County, east central Graves County, because it has been raining so hard for about an hour and a half now in some locations. With these summertime thunderstorms pop up heat of the day, you get a lot of warm air that gets built up at the surface due to the heat. And once you get enough heat to begin to rise, you end up getting explosive thunderstorm development if you have enough lift. And that ends up causing these kind of summer type thunderstorms and are often slow to move. As you can tell, these storms began in Graves County around 4:30, and it's 6:15 as of this recording, and they're only in Benton and Murray, so in Callaway and Marshall counties. So these storms are very slow to move, and they have tropical-like downpours, so they can put down a very quick amount of rain. Your neighbor picks up 1 inch, and you get nothing. Vice versa. That's how these storms at this time of the year work. Very hard to warn and predict on, so keep that in mind. Even though today there was a 20 to 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms, some people picked up over an inch of rain, and they're still getting rained on as of this recording. So keep that in mind. It is this time of the year where a 20 to 30% chance of rain usually means that someone is going to pick up rainfall, but most of the region will stay dry. Question is, who is that 20 to 30% that picks up the rainfall? And that's always a toss-up question at this time of the year. Let's go ahead and look at what this week has in store for us. Hopefully not as hot weather as we had last week. We'll wait and see. As we look at the nightly forecast for tonight, we do have an MCS, a mesoscale convective system, which are summertime complexes of thunderstorms that usually form in northwest flow aloft, and that kicks those showers and thunderstorms southward. They often can produce extensive damaging wind, sometimes large hail if you can get it at the beginning or the end of the summertime season, depending on also where these thunderstorms are located in the United States. And then you can also get always those tropical-like downpours, and then sometimes spin up tornadoes along the leading edge of that line of thunderstorms. But really, MCSs, we had several of them last summer, more than usual last summer, and a lot of people experienced extensive wind damage. I know I've recorded 70-mile-per-hour plus winds here at my place, and we did have trees down, and there was structural damage. So these things are they're very hard to forecast on 24 hours or more in advance, because one model will say that they will move to in one track, another model says they're moving in another track. They usually just kind of take on a life of their own, and really the atmosphere that is really stirring it up doesn't even matter. It's almost like they're their own atmosphere. It has its own life to it, and they just go where they want to. So that's why they're so hard to warn on, and really so hard to predict and know who is going to get hit by that MCS 24 hours or more in advance, let alone less than 24 hours. Models earlier today were showing this MCS kind of holding together by the time it reached Western Kentucky, and then they kind of backed off of it, and now they're coming right back to it, and then they're going back off again. So it's back and forth, and so that's why it's very difficult. But besides that, this is associated with a cold front. You can tell these thickness lines, the red lines, are some lower numbers than usual for this time of the year, will be pushing southward. So slightly cooler air than normal will be moving in for the beginning of the work week. But really, we got to get through tomorrow, which does offer a chance of showers and thunderstorms depending on the time of the day that cold front moves through. If the cold front moves through early in the day, then we shouldn't deal with anything in the afternoon as far as rain or thunderstorms. If it moves through during the afternoon, then we could see a couple of intense thunderstorms form along that cold front, and they would be moving to the east-southeast, and we would be looking at some tropical-like downpours, gusty winds, and also a lot of lightning, and the tornado risk is very, very low. But besides that, we still have to worry about those storms. So if you have any Father's Day plans, make sure that you have a plan B to move people indoors in case there is a thunderstorm in your vicinity. Really, by the time we get to the middle and end of the week, hot weather starts to set in. We also begin to see drier weather as well. Surprise, surprise. Really, the same thing that happened last week looks to be happening again this week, although we do have a little bit more unsettled weather to talk about by the time we get to the end of this upcoming week, around the 23rd, 24th time frame. We are looking at a couple of disturbances that will be moving through the area along another cold front moving through around this time next week. So we'll make sure and watch that very closely throughout the week, as always. Now, as we look at those temperatures, it's going to be cool in the first half of the week thanks to that cold front. So Monday, not looking too bad, but by the time we get to Tuesday, it looks like we're going to be seeing those temperatures already on the increase again. By the time we get to Wednesday, already starting to flirt with 90 degrees, mid-90s possible by Thursday, and then as we get into Friday, we still look at those hot temperatures really being oppressed onto our region, and by the time we get to the end of the week, thanks to the possibility of clouds and precipitation in our area, we will start to see those temperatures dwindle just a little bit from where they will be this upcoming midweek, and then by the time we get to the end of the week, those temperatures begin to fall just a little bit, but still, that will also mean more humid air thanks to the precip being in our vicinity. So first, let me show you what is expected in the next 7 days from the National Weather Service Weather Prediction Center. They're showing widespread 1 to 2 inches. I think that's a little overdone considering what we have. I don't think that we're going to see really the only system that would be involved in this amount of rainfall greatly and really weighted greatly would be the system coming in tonight, Saturday night, and then Sunday along that leading edge of the cold front, depending on if that MCS stays together, depending on if it ends up staying together and moving through western Kentucky, will depend on who picks up what as far as rainfall totals. But it looks like this system is not going to be as organized as originally anticipated. I do not expect the system coming in Saturday night and Sunday, the 17th and 18th, to really be all that organized as far as everybody picking up widespread rain. I do think that there will be periods of maybe light to moderate rains, maybe some periods of more heavier, light, organized thunderstorms moving through. But as far as the entire system, it doesn't look too organized for western Kentucky. So I'm really going with around 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch for really this upcoming week. I don't think we're going to have to worry about heat of the day pop-up thunderstorms for for Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday and Thursday. By the time we get to the end of the week, there might be a different situation depending on where those disturbances that we're tracking at the end of the week track is going to depend on who picks up rainfall as far as that is concerned. So this might be adding in rainfall possibly for next weekend, and I'm just not really concerned about that just yet because I'm not too confident on those disturbances just quite yet. But other than that, I guess enjoy the hot weather once again and enjoy the dry weather this week once we get past tomorrow with some rainfall on Father's Day. Have a great week and a happy Father's Day.